Okay, now we are given the problems like this. Cosine pi over 7 minus cosine 2 times pi over 7 plus cosine 3 pi over 7. To solve this one, we can use these 7 identities of trigonometry in the red ink, and we can apply these 7 rules to these problems. Okay, now for the solving one, let's take a look for the part 1 here. The step number 1 here, please look these two terms, this expression, and then we apply the formula number 1, that is cosine alpha minus cosine beta is equal to 2 times sine 1/2 of a plus b times sine 1/2 of a minus b. And then our expressions becomes 2 times sine 3 pi over 14 times sine of pi over 14 plus cosine 3 pi over 7, right? Now, we have to convert this cosine by using the formula number 2 after we have already used the formula number 1. Now, apply this number 2, that is cosine of a is equal to sine of pi over 2 minus a. So, our expressions becomes 2 sine 3 pi over 14 times sine pi over 14, and then it becomes sine pi over 14. Alright, now it's clear that we have the same factor, that is sine pi over 14 here. Now we can use distributive property and we take out this sine pi over 14 out. From there becomes sine pi over 14 times open bracket 2 times sine 3 pi over 14 plus 1. Now for the next step, we have to convert this sine 3 pi over 14 by using the property number 3. Okay, that is sine of alpha is equal to cosine of pi over 2 minus alpha. And then our expressions becomes sine pi over 14. Now to make it simple, I will flip this one to the left and 2 sine 3 pi of 14 to the right. So the expressions becomes 1 plus by the commutative law, and I will convert this one by using the formula number 3, becomes 1 plus 2 times of cosine of 2 pi over 7, like this, right? And then after that, I will split this cosine becomes sine pi over 14 times 1 plus, I will split it up into two parts, that is cosine 2 pi over 7 plus cosine 2 pi over 7, like this. Now we can see here of 1 plus cosine 2 pi over 7, we can apply this formula number 4, that is 1 plus cosine 2 alpha is equal to 2 times cosine square of alpha. And then our expressions becomes sine pi over 14 times, and then it will get 2 times cosine square of pi over 7 plus cosine 2 pi over 7, right? Okay, now we have already finished for this one, and then I will convert this sine pi over 14 by using the formula of number 5, that is sine alpha is equal to sine 2 times alpha is divided by 2 times cos alpha. And then in this case I will convert this one becomes sine 2 times alpha, and then it becomes pi over 7 over 2 times cos pi over 14, right? And then for the rest I will write the same like this. Okay, Now I will multiply of this one, that is sine pi over 7 here, to this expression. Okay, so we get 1 over 1 half times 1 of cosine pi over 14 times here becomes 2 sine p over 7, and then cos squared pi of 7. I will split this one, becomes cosine p over 7 times cosine p over 7 plus sine uh, pi 2 pi pi of 7 times cosine 2 pi over 7, like this. Right. Now, after that, we will simplify this expression for this one. Okay, you remember that 2 sine pi over 7 times cosine pi over 7 is this one, right? So we will use the formula number 5, or maybe the formula number 6. Okay, the formula number 6 apply for these terms. So our equations becomes, this one becomes sine 2 pi over 7 times cosine pi over 7 plus sine pi over 7 times cosine 2 pi over 7, like this. Now, it's clear that these expressions is the same thing with the equations number 7 here, the formula number 7. That is sine A times cosine B plus cosine A times sine B is equal to sine of A plus B. So we can say that 1 half of cosine pi over 14 times these expressions become sine of 2 pi over 7 plus pi over 7, right? And then our expression becomes 1 half of sine. If we add them, we get sine 3 pi over 7 divided by cosine of pi of over 14. Now, we can use the formula number 3, that is sine alpha is equal to cosine pi per 2 of minus a, to deal with this one. So remember that sine 3 pi over 7 is equal to cosine of p over 2 minus 3 pi over 7, and it's equal to cosine of over 14, and then it becomes 7 pi minus 6 pi, and then we get this sine 3 pi over 7 is equal to cosine of p over 14. So our expressions becomes 1 half times cosine pi over 14 but divided by cosine pi over 14, right? And now we can cancel out these terms, and will we get the result for this problem is 1 half. Okay, so the solution for this is 1 half. Okay, thank you for watching and see you in the next topic. Bye bye.